a series of videos for competition laser tag players, but relevant to anybody who wants to work on their laser tag skills. So my name is Butza, and today we're going to be talking about just the equipment basics. Now the first thing to note here is that there are many different systems in laser tag, and depending on the system that you're using, you may have a different style of phaser, you may have a different suit. So what you get in these videos today will, some skills will transfer across and some may be relevant to your laser tag system at home. So take what you can, apply it to your system at home, and hopefully there's a few extra tricks at the end of it that can help improve your game. So today we're going to be looking at a Zone Systems Helios suit. It's very similar to the previous generation in the Nexus system in that the suit is the same, but we have a new phaser now. Okay? Now with all laser tag systems, generally we have a bunch of sensor zones on the pack, which are where we aim for when we're tagging the other players. So on the Helios system here and on the Nexus system, you can see we have sensors on the front, we have sensors on the back, both the shoulders and the laser as well. So they're all the spots that we're aiming for on the suit. So the aim when we play laser tag is to use our laser to fire an invisible laser beam like this. Let's look on the wall here, you can see we've got a blue light that comes out. During a game, if there's fog in the arena, you'll see the entire laser beam. And the idea is to aim that laser beam anywhere on the pack you see lights at the sensor zones. Now when you tag somebody, you'll be deactivated for a period of time. In Australian tournaments, it's about 8 seconds. And then a few seconds later, the pack will reactivate. On the zone systems, generally what you'll see when you deactivate a player is they'll very quickly go the colour of the player that tagged them. So that gives you an indication of whether you tagged that player or not. You see the pack went blue very quickly after I tagged them, indicating that I tagged that player. The other thing that happens when a player is deactivated is that some white lights will come on inside the pack very briefly, just indicating to the other players in the arena that that player's been tagged. The lights will then turn off for the period of the deactivation, and then when the lights come back on, the player's back in the game again. So every time you tag an opponent, you score a number of points. In competition, you will also get deducted some points every time you get tagged, but you generally always make more points for tagging an opponent than you do for getting tagged. So the idea is to get out there and try and accumulate as many tags as you can, even if you get tagged a few times yourself. When you're firing your laser, you'll also have a particular rate of fire that you can achieve. In Australian tournaments, we have a 2 shot per second standard. The international standard is 1 shot per second, and each is different in their own way. Here you can see if I fire the phaser, I can fire at 2 shots per second. Now, something you will also notice if you play against some experienced players is that they like to hold their phaser not so much in the traditional hold like you might see in a social game, but you'll find them firing from up high and sometimes from down low. Now there's a couple of reasons we do this, and one of the main reasons is that, particularly on the zone systems, the packs love angles, in that the packs are far more sensitive from firing from a low position or a high position than they are from just a straight on position. Might only be a subtle difference, but it's a difference that you'll notice if you play competition play. By firing high, what happens is that the infrared beam that comes out of the phaser spreads, and we actually get a nice spread across the pack, increasing the chance that you're going to pick up one of the sensors on the opposition player's pack as you tag them. Okay, so just a final tip with our game basics. Now, one of the important skills that we pick up just through game experience is the timing of the packs. So every time I tag a player, their pack will deactivate and then reactivate a few seconds later in exactly the same time every time. Okay? So if we can learn that time, we can continuously deactivate that player and give them a very small chance of tagging us back. I'm going to tag this player now. And when the player reactivates, you'll hear a sound. Sort of like a zoop sound. That sound is indicating when the player's coming back into the game. About a third of a second after that sound finishes is when the player is again vulnerable. So if we can learn that timing, we can take them down with predictability every time they come back on again. All right, till next time, see you in the zone.